So where we are right now is we've entered the text, we've put the pictures in, we've put borders around the pictures, we've switched out the logo, and I did a picture of myself down here. So the last thing what we need to do is kind of balance everything out and put the fonts so they all kind of work together. You know, the fonts are a little bit hard to read right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start here, and I'm going to go ahead and select the fonts or select the text like this. And one thing you want to make sure of is that many times if you make the text larger, you're going to find out that it may push everything down, and all of a sudden you'll start missing some stuff. So what I'm going to do here is just sort of change the size of the text to about 12 point, and notice that that other thing kind of disappeared, which was the MLS number. This little box right here means that there's stuff down below, so I'm going to kind of pull this down a little bit, and you'll see the MLS number starts to appear back up again. I'm going to take this box, I think, and push it up. And again, now that I've selected it, I could use my mouse pointer and just drag the box up like this if I want to. Okay. And put it where I basically want it, get it sort of all organized. Go down here and take a look at the rest of the text. I think the size of that text is okay. Let me check down here. I think maybe I would want to make this a little bit larger, easier to see. So I'm going to maybe try making this text maybe instead of 12, I'll make it maybe 14, so it's a little bit better. This text that's down here, you know, let me try doing this. Let me see if I can make what happens if I make this a little bit bigger. So I'm going to try this and maybe make this a touch bigger and see what that looks like. Again, I need to drag this down a little bit because there's some stuff missing. Drag it down a little bit more. Let me go down here. Let me go right here. That pull down like this and see if I pull that back up again, and I just kind of maneuvering back up and down. Okay, so I've made that a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to see. I think I'd like to change this text right here. I know that if I make it 14, it's not necessarily going to, you know, it's going to fill more of the box. I'm going to try a different type of font. Fonts vary depending upon the spacing, so I'm going to try an Arial font and see what that looks like. As I go down here, I can move over the types of fonts to see what I basically want. I'm going to move up here to Arial like this, and I think that gives it a nice square look to it. But the problem that I have is, of course, I've lost some of the text down below. And I'd have to rearrange things, so I'm going to go back up here again and see if I can find another kind of a font that may work in here to see if I can find something. This might be a better font. This is Arial Narrow. Okay, that might be a little bit better of a font. You can play around with this to see. Century 21 looks pretty good here. I think I might move it over just a touch. This line that's right here, that's okay. And I think this text that's down here, let me see what I want to do with this text. This is kind of a low font, so I'm going to try maybe something like maybe about a 12. And I think the same thing right here. I may try something like a 12. See what that looks like. And then this statement down here, I probably want this a little bit larger. So I'm going to go up to maybe a 12, maybe a 14. And let me see if there's anything else that I would want to change. Maybe I'll take this picture and move it down just a tad, like so. Let me see, I need to move my screen back over here a little bit. And again, you can see that a lot of this has to do with you figuring out how you want it. I'm going to move this box over maybe a little bit more. Select the whole box itself like so, and move it over a little bit with the arrow keys. And maybe I could make this a little bit bigger like this, and then hey, since it fit in there, maybe I can move this up a little bit like this. Take a look at that. May move this down just a little bit. You see, I'm just fooling around, just, you know, kind of like again back in that second grade class, just playing around with stuff to see. I'll move this up a little bit here like this. maybe like this, maybe about here to get this lined up, make this around, you know, like that. Let me see here. I think I want this line maybe up a little bit more, like so. Let me take a look. You know, I don't really like this font here. So I'm going to try, this is one of my favorite fonts. I mean, it's, you know, I like very simple font. I'm going to try Arial because it's more of a nice square looking font, pretty clean. It's not, keep in mind that I'm not changing the size of the font much. It's what I'm doing here is I'm actually, it's the kind of font that I choose, you know, which a lot of people don't realize. Fonts will change for a lot of reasons. So I kind of like that font. I think I spelled home wrong here, so I need H-O-M-E. And maybe I need to make this, might help to be a capital letter here. Need to undo what I just did. Okay. So I need to just take that one letter right there and make that a capital H. And maybe move the whole box over here a little bit more. And again, as you can see, this is hiding some stuff, so I need to move down here. I think my email address has disappeared. Let's see if there it is. Maybe need to move this over just a tad. Maybe a tad more. Okay, that puts that on that line. Maybe move the whole box over just a little bit, move the entire box itself over. Let me get it here. Move this over just a little bit more like this. And I think I pretty much have the way I want things to look. I could be spending a lot of time back and forth, going back and forth and back and forth, trying to get everything look the way I want it to look. But I think, oh, one more thing. This color, this thing right down here, this is a graphic. If I click on it, it's a graphic. It's actually a graphic that's put together by a series of graphics. When you do PowerPoint, you'll see this where you can lay objects one on top of the other. But what I want to do is I kind of want to change that color so it picks up this Century 21 gold color here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here to page design, and I think there's a gold right around in here. So I'm going to pick that gold. Notice that when I move over it, I'm changing the colors of that. So I'm going to pick this gold right here, and I think pretty much that's what I'm going to go with for right now. So as you can see, a lot of this is setting it up, moving it around, getting it to look the way that you want it to look, and balancing out the text with the graphics. Again, this is all to your taste, to your choice. I don't think this is there's a right or a wrong answer to this. It's you only find out if it's a wrong answer if none of your clients actually use the flyer to find out any information about your property. But again, it's how you want to lay it out, the kind of flyer you want to use, where you want to put stuff is really up to you. And so hopefully this will all help you in making your flyer. The last thing that I do want to mention to you all, because it's something that I'm going to be asking you to upload to the Google Drive, is when you get all done with this, again, you want to save it first, save your work so you know where you're at, and then go File, and then say Save As. And then right down here, we want to choose PDF, Adobe Acrobat PDF. And we're going to call it Example 3. We're going to put it in Real Estate Flyer, and go ahead and say Save. And what's going to happen is it's going to save it as an Adobe Acrobat file. I'm just going to go ahead and accept this. And the flyer is going to open up. And what's really, really, really important about this is because it's an Adobe Acrobat file, when you upload this to the Google Drive, later on in the course, I'm going to be able to show you how you can take this flyer and send, and let me move this flyer around so you can see it here, because I think it's a little bit out of the box here. I'm going to do this so that you see the flyers right here. It's an Adobe Acrobat file. I'm going to show you how you can take this file and send it out to your clients so that they know that you have brand new listings. So it's a way that we're going to be able to take this Adobe Acrobat file, put it on the Google Drive, then turn around and be able to share that link via email, so that when your clients click on the link, they're going to be able to see this file open up. So I want to thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you've learned a lot by watching these video tutorials.